This is the plaintiff, Victor Payne. He says he's the president of a homeowners association and the defendant, a homeowner, hasn't paid his dues in over 2 years. He's been living there since 2000, isn't aware of any problems he's having or has had in the past except his paying his bills on time. He's suing on behalf of the homeowners association for the $750 they're owed. This is the defendant, Lionel Canton. He says the homeowners aren't removing the snow in the parking lot where he lives, and he has had to pay someone to do it out of his own pocket. Also, the lights haven't been working in the back of his house. There are weeds everywhere, and he's withholding the past 2 years' common fees in protest until the lazy plaintiff and his inept homeowners association rectifies the situation. He's accused of not paying his dues.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case of the docket. The plaintiff is the president of a homeowners association, and the defendant hasn't paid his dues in more than 2 years. But the defendant says the association has slacked off not removing snow, so he hired someone, and he's not paying dues in protest. It's the case of Take Me to the Snowbank.
Okay, M. Shabazz Gardens Homeowners Association, represented here by Victor Payne.
Yes.
What's your position with them?
I'm the president of the Malcolm Shabazz Gardens Homeowners Association.
Okay, you are suing Lionel Canton for $750 in dues that you say he owes for 2013 and 2014.
Correct.
What's going on? Talk to me.
We have an annual dues to maintain our parking area. We're the owners of a 3-story townhouse up there in the Harlem area. And the townhouses also has a parking space that we have to pay an additional annual fee.
Are we talking about the additional annual fee for the parking space?
Correct.
These are separate homes?
Yes, they are.
They're owned. It's not a co-op. It's not but what does this money go to pay? A parking lot?
Yes.
Just the parking lot? Nothing else? There is no other common area?
Correct.
All right. And is it one parking lot or more than one?
There's more than one.
How many?
There's a total of 4.
Okay. So every resident that gets to park there, and that's what, every resident on that particular block? Or?
No, just the homeowners. These are 3-story townhouses.
How many of them?
There's 45 total.
45 total, okay.
Yes.
So those 45 folks get one parking space in one of the 4 parking lots.
Correct.
And in return, they pay $350 a year.
That's right.
All right. Now, he has been living there for how long?
14 years.
Okay. And up to now, up to 2013, everything had been fine.
Correct.
And then what happened?
Well, Mr. Canton did not pay last year's dues of $350, and this year's, which was $350 up until April, then it went to $400.
Did you ever hear any complaints from him? You know, any reason why he wasn't paying it?
I think at one point I do recall him making mention of an issue, but I thought we had rectified it.
What was the issue that you recall?
We're responsible, the homeowners association is responsible for removing the snow in the parking lot area.
Okay.
And at times we do try to stay abreast of it, but last year's snowfall was, I think, one of the 7 heaviest one in the cities.
Right, and so his complaint was that you guys
didn't remove it fast enough.
You didn't get to it fast enough.
Correct, right.
All right. When he complained about it, was he saying, come and get to it because I still can't get out, or what kind of thing was this?
Well, basically, it was the fact that, indeed, it wasn't done properly enough. It was still a lot of snow on the ground that we were trying to
So what did you
address.
guys do in response to the phone call?
We have our own snowblower machine, and we try to have people remove it.
Okay.
That we contract.
Talk to me and tell me why you're not paying your dues.
Okay, my house's parking lot is separate from the kind that they have. They have a parking lot. We have
Who's they?
Excuse me, the people on the other side of the street there and the homeowner association where Victor lives. I live on the south side where we actually have to drive behind our house, and it's a small roadway that you come in on one end and you leave on the other. If the snow is not removed there, you can't move your car, you can't get out. And they weren't removing the snow. I actually paid a guy 3 different times to come out there and remove snow for me so I could drive.
If it's their obligation, and it sounds like it is, to remove the snow,
yes.
Do you have any evidence of your complaints to them and them not responding?
No, ma'am. I made a complaint to the previous president of the homeowners association, which was
verbally. You don't have anything in
verbally. No, it
writing
was
or any
verbally.
emails or
No,
anything like that?
No, ma'am.
All right, and when you say to me, I had to pay somebody 3 or 4 times, do you have a receipt proving to me that you had to? See, I got to make sure you're not just a wise guy who doesn't feel like paying his dues.
Yeah,
so you see, I have to see that there's a history and
Okay.
proof of the things that you're saying.
He would know the guy I'm paying. It's a guy called Harry, does all the maintenance in the area. But I understand I don't have proof. I don't have the proof of me paying him. You're right. I didn't actually get a receipt from Harry. He works per diem, basically, to fix things.
No, and that's fine. I mean, you could get one after the fact, or you could have Harry write a statement. You could do something.
Okay.
But more importantly is, they're supposed to provide a service,
Yes.
and you pay for that service. And if they're not providing the service, I would like to see that, in fact, they're not providing the service somehow. Prove it to me somehow.
Yeah, yes, ma'am, but I have pictures of just recently. I took the last couple days
Okay.
of weeds, of lights that's out, and things that are still
Okay,
messed up.
let me see that kind of thing.
If there's one picture in there where there's, like, you enter on the west gate, the east gate, and there's so much, the light is dark. It's a disaster making that turn. There's absolutely no light there. You make the turn, it's scary, and that bulb has been out for at least 6 months.
What,
See, look straight back. That's what I'm saying. You see one light, there's another light that's supposed to be back there that lights
Right.
up the thing. I
it's
have
just
a
a
bigger
bulb
picture.
missing? That's it?
It's a big bulb. Yeah, it's missing, but I
but
wait
maybe
for them to
there's
replace
a
it.
problem with maybe there's an electrical problem. We don't know.
On the west gate, there's weeds that actually, when you drive by, they hit your car. That's how high they are. And if you had your window down, they'd come in.
Okay, this is debris.
That's trash, and that's the east gate.
Okay. How often do you send somebody to clean up the parking lots?
I would suggest it depends on how badly you do.
So you wait for complaints? You don't
Yes.
have like a maintenance person who goes there every 2 weeks or every week or every...
No, we don't.
Okay. For your side either?
No.
For neither side? Do you treat
Right.
both parking lots the same way? Or all 4 parking lots the same way? Or
I would suggest
does one
no-
I don't want you to suggest, I want you to tell me. All right? Do you treat all 4 parking lots the same way, or are you giving more attention to the one that you guys park in?
We give more attention to the ones that we're parking in simply because of the fact that we have more vehicles. There's more higher maintenance required for it.
Okay. How many cars park in that lot?
20.
How many cars park in your lot?
About 14.
So you don't regularly send people out there, and then the snow issue. How often does anybody come here with records? Do you have any records of how often you have the snow taken care of on these lots?
No, only.
Don't suggest it. I want to see records of
I
who got
understand.
paid and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we take care of the snow if it's 4 or 5 inches or higher. We figure that most of the cars, because they're so big, they can if they drive through there, they'll be able to create a pathway if it's less than 5 inches.
Okay. Are your neighbors paying their dues?
Some are. I was paying my dues until the snow got to the point where I couldn't move my car, and I have a Jeep.
But you didn't pay at all 2013. So
No,
you're
that's
talking
for the
about the snow of what?
2013. That's the snow I'm talking about.
No, but when are your dues due?
They're doing February.
You
I
collect
believe.
them when? In February?
Yes.
So the snow of 2013 happens in December, November, and in February before that, you didn't pay your dues.
But they also weren't cleaning up. You're right. I'm not arguing it, but they're not maintaining the place. And I complained and I paid. I complained and I paid. And I just decided if I didn't pay, maybe he'll hear me.
Are you hearing him?
So, if they don't do their job, the homeowners association, can you withhold dues?
Definitely. If they can fine you for violations, then you should be able to withhold payment if it's not being maintained.
Is it risky to do that?
Well, I guess it would be risky because then you're risking them not keeping it up, maintaining it. So you probably have
And they could go after you for not paying.
Exactly. It cost you more money in the long run, whereas if you just pay it and then find a way, like people's court, to fight against it.
Yeah, except he's getting sued. That's the problem. What do you think? Can you withhold dues?
No, I think you're legally obligated to pay.
Even if they don't do their job?
Yeah, I think there's other channels that you can pursue to be able to get them to do it.
Like what? Pooping on the lawn? Going inside the courtroom.
What have you circled here? This is just a weed growing by the fence?
There's weeds growing everywhere. They're getting bigger and bigger. There's one near the west gate that's higher than taller than I am. I also complained about there's no light in the entrance. And
Is there no light? Is he right about that?
This is the first time I'm hearing about that.
And there's a picture of the driveway.
But why don't you complain formally? There's a formal procedure for this that you put it in writing, you send it to the board, then you put them, when you put something in writing and then you send it certified mail, then you force them to act because now they know it's all legal and, instead you just don't pay and, and people are supposed to guess at.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I also
that's
have.
weed.
That's the one. That's why I put it right next to the car.
But that's not where you park. You park.
No, but I have to drive out that way. It's a common road. We have to go out there. I have to go past that weed every day.
I know. It's just it's disturbing because you're paying people to maintain it. It's not disturbing because it's actually in your way blocking your path.
No, it's not.
But I understand if I'm paying $350 for maintenance, I want some maintenance.
We really would like the light fix, though, more than the weeds. The weeds don't really bother me. They're just there.
No, you got to fix the weeds and you got to fix the lights.
Okay.
You got to do both. Heck, I mean, the lights. Something happens to somebody out there, the association's going to get sued. They're going to deplete you of everything.
Absolutely.
And you have a fiduciary obligation to the people. Look, first of all, pay your dues, and second of all, here's the problem that we have. The problem that we have is when we all have to live together. And we all have to rely on each other. We have to communicate, right? We have to communicate. Do you know him from before this?
Actually, yes, I know Victor. I knew him before we moved over there.
Is he a nice guy?
Great guy.
Right. So have you ever told him any of the things that you're telling me?
No, people don't always want to hear you complain. I do tell them some of the things, but when they see you coming, they were like, okay, here he comes again.
No, listen, they have a job to do. You have an obligation, but you have an obligation too.
Yes.
Okay? And here's how we're going to do it. I am going to order you to go ahead and pay what you owe in dues, but I'm staying execution of that judgment for 30 days until you guys get those bulbs working, either change the bulbs or get an electrician out there, clean up, and pull out those weeds.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Once that is done, then I will go ahead and issue the judgment and the money will be due.
That's fair.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Listen, communicate. And the best way to communicate is in writing, because then you can show a judge in the future if you have this problem. Look how many times I complained about this and they did nothing. But I don't even think it would happen. I think that if you had talked to him, it would have been done and I wouldn't even be here. But it was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Take care, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Well, there you go. There's a nice arrangement there. The judge just came up with for you. You satisfied with this?
Yes, I am. I do need to get it fixed. I need to get heard. That was my main reason for talking. And the fact that he heard me, I'm satisfied with that.
That's very good. That's a good agreement. Now, you complain too much?
Well, yeah, a little. I'm retired. What
else you got to do, right? All right, okay. All right, head around the corner this way. All right, so step on in here, and how do you feel about this outcome?
I thought it was a very agreeable. I do need to speak more so with the homeowners about their everyday complaints and things like that, and I'm satisfied with the judgment.
All right, so you're going to fix up all these issues here?
Yes, indeed. I
Go
will.
right to work on it?
Yes, indeed.
Well, everything might come out a lot better here in the long run.
I believe
for you.
so. I believe so, yeah. Plus, we are maintaining a good relationship with the homeowners and things like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Harvey?
Okay.
Okay, Kurt, happy ending. We found out that the plaintiff, the Homeowners Association, actually did the cleanup, and the defendant is very pleased with the job.